Hey guys, Dr. J here. This is the 9th episode of my Dark Souls Remastered walkthrough series. In this series, I'll be defeating all the enemies, collecting every item, and discussing the game's story and lore. In this episode, we'll start exploring Anor Londo, the city of the gods. Right, the only way forward at the start is down these stairs. The first enemies we'll encounter in Anor Londo are the Sentinels. They look intimidating, but are actually straightforward to kill. Stay behind them and keep attacking. They're also worth a lot of souls, so they're good for farming. Fighting two at once, however, can be difficult. Fortunately, you can pull them one by one with a bow. They're also susceptible to the Oro decoy sorcery, but since I forgot to buy it from Greeks of Vinheim, we'll kill them the traditional way. There's one more to defeat before we open the chest behind him. Inside the chest, we'll find a demon titanite. There's nothing else here, so we can leave this building and continue forward. Ahead is another building with a couple of sentinels, but we won't go there yet. First, we should head down here to a bonfire and a firekeeper.
Well, you are a rare visitor. Welcome to the lost city of Anor Londo, chosen Undead. If you seek Lord Gwyn's old key, exit here and head straight yonder. If you are the chosen one, a revelation shall visit you. What follows thereafter depends upon you. What is it? What am I? Well, I am the keeper of the bonfire. If not for me, what beacon would there be in this lost city? A gatekeeper and a guide. That is my calling. The bonfires attended by the keepers are special. They are linked to one another, and their flames never die. Yet never shall the keepers of these flames meet. If you require rest, now is the time. That is, after all.
We'll rest at the bonfire and use our souls to level up a bit. I'll raise attunement so we can slot Power Within alongside the Heal Miracle and the Lightning Spear Miracle, then put the rest into Faith. This not only boosts the Lightning Spear Miracle's damage, but also our S-Stock's damage, since we've turned it into a Divine S-Stock. Okay, we're ready to fight the other two sentinels, mainly for the chests they guard. We'll handle them the same way as before. By the way, if you shoot from far enough away, they won't react, but it takes a long time to kill them, unless you have a strong bow and high dexterity. The chest on the right is a mimic, so I'll demonstrate the Lightning Spear strategy I mentioned in the previous episode. Unfortunately, it immediately used a flying kick, so I took a lot of damage. Still, you get the idea. We could have stood farther back to stay out of range of the kick. Once it's dead, we get the Crystal Halberd. The other chest holds a Twinkling Titanite. There is an exit to our left, but we'll ignore it for now. It leads to the Duke's Archives, which is still close to us. Our only option is to take this elevator down. At the bottom, a gargoyle attacks, similar to the ones at the top of the Undead Parish. This one also drops the gargoyle tail axe if you cut off its tail. If you missed it last time, This is another chance. As before, cutting off the tail with an S-stalk is tricky. There we go. Now we can finish it off. They're fairly easy, even if a bit tanky. After killing it, we should turn around and grab the Demon Titanite from a chest to the left of the elevator, since we can't cross the bridge yet. Now we should head to the other side of the elevator and climb the flying buttress to enter the chapel. The chapel is full of painting guardians, which can be hard if you don't know how to approach them. At range, they throw knives. If you just run diagonally towards them, you make their knives miss, and you can then finish them quickly in melee. If you lose the initiative or fight more than one, they can easily combo you down. Next, we'll need to cross the rafters to reach the other side of the chapel. The easiest way to deal with the painting guardians on the rafters is to use a bow and aim for headshots. With luck, the stun will knock them off. I didn't use that strategy to save time. By the way, the painting guardian did it for us, but we needed to break the chandelier chain. There's a sorcery on it we have to collect. I used the statue of Guinevere to cross to the other side of the chapel. There is a painting guardian here, and on the upper floor we'll find a chest with a divine blessing. After picking it up, we can use Guinevere's statue again to return to the other side. There is another painting guardian halfway up the stairs. We are done with the Rafters and can go through the fog gate to operate the rotating bridge tower. We'll use the control wheel twice to lower the tower all the way down. After the first turn, you see another gargoyle on the far side. But if you use the wheel immediately, it won't reach you. We need the tower fully lowered to enter Lord Gwyn's tomb, where we'll find a bonfire and the ring of the sun's firstborn. This ring is very useful, increasing the offensive miracle's power by 20%. And I should have equipped it immediately, but I didn't. Anyway, this ring once belonged to Lord Gwyn's firstborn, whose name was removed from history. Some speculate that he is the nameless king from Dark Souls 3, though that's never been officially confirmed. We're back in the chapel, but this time on the ground floor. It's full of painting guardians, but if you pull them one by one and use the S-Talk's running attack, they're easy to kill. Besides the great magic weapon sorcery that fell from the chandelier, we can also collect Black Iron Tarkus's armor set from a corpse near the huge painting. Presumably, that corpse was Tarkus himself. Confirming he reached Anor Londo, he likely fell from the rafters. Approaching the painting prompts an examination. If we have the peculiar dough from our cell in the Northern Undead Asylum, we'll be pulled into the painted world of Ariamis. This area is tough, and we don't need anything from it right now, so feel free to skip it. We'll clear it eventually, but it can be done anytime before the end of the game. I'm going now for convenience, so I won't have to return to the chapel. Keep in mind that once you enter the painted world, you can't leave until you meet the boss, and reaching her isn't easy. That said, most enemies here aren't too bad if you know how to approach them, but if you go in blind, expect trouble. Most enemies are hollows, about as strong as those in the Northern Undead Asylum on our second visit. We'll see a couple of hanging corpses, and we can shoot them down with a bow. This one holds a humanity. After picking it up, we'll head up the stairs to fight more hollows. The S-Talk's running attack one-shots them. There's one more on the other staircase. We should be careful going up though. These are the first new enemies here. They're called Engorged Hollows and come in two varieties. One of them has only melee attacks, while the other throws fireballs. Both emit a toxic cloud on death, unless you finish them with a fire-imbued weapon. Since I don't have one, I'll hit them a couple of times with the S-Talk and then finish them with a lightning spear from range. Another new enemy is the snow rat. They look different, but behave like regular rats, still annoying to kill with an S-Talk. After grabbing the itemized soul from the building's cellar, we should head back upstairs. Outside, we'll circle around and climb the stairs to reach the roof of the same building. There will be a couple more hollows to fight. They're easy, but still deal quite a lot of damage. On the roof, we'll find another itemized soul, and picking it up triggers an ambush by harpies. We don't have a great way to kill them right now. They're not special, just very tanky. So instead of wasting time, I'll save quit when they aggro. To proceed, we'll need to cross this bridge. But first we should deal with the hollow archer ahead. There is a specific spot where his arrows can't hit us, giving us cover while we shoot him. We need to kill this hollow at range, because there are several engorged hollows inside the building. Before continuing, we'll shoot down another corpse with the bow. Back to the engorged hollows. We'll lure them one by one onto the bridge. If that archer kept firing, this would be much harder. Only one is the fireball throwing type, so pulling them into the open isn't difficult. While I said there are several engorged hollows here, only two are on the first floor. After killing the melee one, you can usually move on to the caster, but I aggroed the one from upstairs as well. That's not necessarily bad. Fighting it downstairs is easier than going up. Now for the last one. One running attack to soften it up, and then we'll finish it with the lightning spear. I mistimed my cast here, but usually you can't hit between its casts. Before going upstairs, we'll head over to where the archer was and kill a couple more hollows. It looks like another engorged hollow fell from above. Again, that's lucky for us. Okay, there aren't any more engorged hollows in this building. That also ends the hardest part of this area. With a running jump on the second floor, we can grab this itemized soul, then cross to the other side of the attic to collect an egg vermifuge, which we don't really need. Next, we'll go down the ladder and deal with the hollow trying to ambush us. Ideally, without taking damage, like I did. Then we'll continue down to the basement to find a couple of snow rats. You don't have to fight them. The only thing here is a chest with the Painting Guardian armor set. After picking it up, we'll climb back to the attic and drop down to the first floor, then exit the building and continue exploring. There is another hollow trying to ambush us near this itemized soul. I'll start crossing the bridge, but before the end, I'll drop to the right for another itemized soul. To get back, I'll have to make a running jump here, then move forward and return to that ladder from a minute ago. I will go back to the bridge and this time reach the other side. Now I will switch to the pyromancy flame. We'll use power within shortly for the first time. This bridge leads to the boss area, but an undead dragon blocks the way. It's similar to the one in the Valley of Drakes. The easiest method to kill him is to use power within and then a lightning spear. It would have been easier if I hadn't forgotten to equip the Ring of the Sun's Firstborn. Even with the ring, our lightning spear casts wouldn't be enough on their own. But this mini-boss is still very easy. It only has 2 attacks. At range, it spews poison, and in melee, it swipes with its claw. There is a long pause between its attacks, giving us plenty of time to hit it. When it dies, we'll collect a dragon scale and the blood shield. I also did a save quit here to clear the power within. We could go straight to the boss from here. The dragon's lower half blocks the path, but there is a bug here. A jumping attack in front of its legs makes it stand up, letting us slip through. But I won't be using that. There are more items to collect. This tower has many harpies. The easiest way to deal with them is to aggro them and wait. If you stand still, they'll often fall while attacking. We're here to pick up the red sign soapstone. It's an online-only item, so skip it if you're not doing PvP. Now we'll head back to where we fought the undead dragon and continue down the stairs. We need to go all the way to the bottom of that tower. The harpies that fell will still be here. We should ignore them and go through the fog gate. We are now in the courtyard on the far side of the door we saw near the bonfire at the start. Here we'll meet another new enemy type. They're called Phalanx, obviously inspired by the Demon's Souls boss. They're the second enemy we'll ignore, since we don't have a good way to kill them quickly. Opening this door creates a shortcut to the bonfire. While I was describing the Phalanx, I picked up the humanity from the corpse we shot down earlier and a ring of sacrifice. Now we're in this open area to collect a few itemized souls, kill a few torch hollows, and trigger an NPC invasion. The invader is King Jeremiah, a pyromancer who also uses the notched whip in melee. We'll handle him like any other humanoid NPC. We'll just keep backstabbing him. I'm not sure how he turned so quickly, but our S-Dog attacks faster than his whip, so if you keep the pressure up, he won't stand a chance. When he dies, we'll get some Estus Flask charges back, a large number of souls, and most importantly, the notched whip. This weapon will help a lot against the boss. We also picked up another pyromancy. Now we'll return to the courtyard and go up the stairs in the building ahead. Inside is one of the two entrances to the underground area. But before taking the ladder down, I'll grab the itemized soul here and deal with another hollow ambush. This entrance leads to a large room full of bone wheels. They're extremely dangerous at our level, but there is an easy method to kill them. We can lure them one by one into this space, wait for their rolling attack, dodge it, and then kill them while they're still vulnerable. We should make sure we let them finish their rolling attack before we get near them. There are 6 in total, and they can be hard to spot, but pulling them one by one is essential. Fighting them at once will probably kill you. Alternatively, a shield with 100% physical block resistance and high stability, like the Black Knight shield, lets you block the rolling attack entirely. Once the bone wheels are down, we should collect a couple of itemized souls here and activate the device on this pillar. This opens the path to the boss. As I said, this is optional. We could have used the Dragon Legs glitch, but it makes things more convenient if we die. We won't leave the underground yet. There are a couple more items to collect. This area is a bit of a maze, so you should follow me closely to avoid wasting time. First, we'll kill another bone wheel to reach an engorged hollow guarding a pyromancy. This engorged hollow is weaker than the others and passive, so it's best to kill it from range, something I forgot to do. Next, I'll pick up a key guarded by another bone wheel. Like before, it's easy to kill it, since it won't have time to start rolling. That was the last item we needed here. We'll exit via the second entrance, though we'll need to get past one more bone wheel. or just run by it, either is fine. The second entrance is the well in the courtyard we saw earlier. Unfortunately, a phalanx is on top of the well right now, and I wasted time trying to kill it. In fact, multiple phalanx are nearby, so to make things easier, it's probably best to save quit. I was out of heal casts, so I rested at the bonfire. The last thing to do before the boss is use the Annex Key we just picked up. It opens the door to another building in the courtyard. If you're coming from the bonfire, it's just right of the phalanxes. There are a few engorged hollows here, plus many harpies. Thankfully, you can deal with the harpies easily by safe-quitting after they aggro. Two of the engorged hollows are the ranged type, so be careful. The first item to grab is the Dark Ember. If we give it to Andre, we can convert a +5 divine weapon into an occult weapon. The occult pad adds faith scaling and an occult auxiliary effect that increases damage against certain enemies. Picking up the Dark Ember triggers a harpy ambush, but as usual, safe quitting will reset them. Here we found Velka's rapier. It is required for the Knight's Honor achievement. Next we should go up this tower. But first we should deal with this engorged hollow. It's a ranged type, so take care. There are a couple of harpies here too. They'll probably aggro, and they're guarding another miracle. Remember this spot? We'll return here to farm harpies for a certain item later, but to do so efficiently, we'll first need the Wrath of the Gods miracle, and that will take a while. We can also collect the black armor set here, the armor of Velka's followers. That's the last item we can get in this area. We should return to where we found Velka's rapier and drop down to the ground floor. There are a couple of snow rats to kill. Be careful, they can be dangerous. One nearly killed me. It wouldn't have mattered much, since we're only here to pick up a gold coin. After grabbing it, we'll use a homeward bone to return to the bonfire anyway. After dealing with the snow rats, we'll jump to the platform here. The gold coin is hidden among these barrels. That was the last item we needed before we went to the boss arena. Before the boss, I switched from the short bow to the notched whip. Its two-handed R1 is ideal for the next fight. Any weapon or spell that staggers easily works. But since I don't have one, I'm using the notched whip. To reach the boss, we just need to run straight from the bonfire. There are many hollows on the bridge, plus a Baronite Knight. Some will also try to ambush you, which is dangerous if you also aggro the knight as I did. There's no real reason to fight them. You can sprint past and enter the boss arena. There are no items here, and the fight doesn't start immediately after we go through the fog, so you have time to prepare inside.
Who art thou? One of us thou art not.
If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home. If thou seekest I, thine desires shall be requited not.
We could heed her request and leave the painted world,
This land is
but
peaceful.
we need an item from her.
Kind, but thou dost not belong. I beg of thee, plunge down from the plank and hurry home.
If we cut off her tail, we can obtain Priscilla's dagger. We also need her saw to create her boss weapon. Both are required for the knight's honor. This fight can be tough if you don't have a way to stagger her, because once aggroed, she turns invisible, and the only way to reveal her is to stagger her. Fortunately, the Notched Whip's two-handed R1 has a wide arc and staggers her in a couple of hits. After that, we should focus on cutting off her tail and then finishing the fight. It's not especially difficult, but you still need to be careful. Once the tail is cut off, you may want to use Power Within to speed things up. Otherwise, just stay behind her and keep attacking. If she turns invisible again, we should swap back to the Notched Whip to stagger her. You can also track her by her footprints in the snow. That's it. After you kill her, you get her soul and a twin humanities. Killing her also unlocks an achievement.
What seeketh?
The last thing we can collect here is King Jeremiah's armor set, the Xanthos set. You must have defeated him for it to appear here. After that, we should continue forward to return to Anor Londo. Upon return, we will receive a homeward bone. This is a good place to end today's episode. Next time, we'll continue exploring Anor Londo. Thank you for watching. If this video was helpful, I'd appreciate it if you pressed the like button, subscribed if you haven't already, and left a comment down below.